Hello, hello, hello. What's up, LinkedIn and YouTube? Excited to be live here for another Biz Buzz Live. It's Friday, April the 24th, and we're here to have another conversation around some of the things that I know y'all are thinking about. I know LinkedIn, y'all in articles. It's probably conversation happening over on YouTube also. But we got to really ask ourselves this question, ladies and gentlemen, in 2026, is college still the right plan? Like the right plan? Is it still the right way to go? Is it still the thing that's going to make people the most successful over the next 5 to 10 years with that college degree? Is it still worth it? Let's have a conversation about it today. Stay tuned. All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Biz Buzz Live. I'm your host, Chris Muzan, helping you through all things finance. It's April the 24th. We're live here on LinkedIn, live here on YouTube. So glad that you could join us this morning to have another conversation. I appreciate everybody that's been reaching out, that's been sending messages, that has taken something from the that has helped you in your journey. I've had some people message and say that they have found some success in thinking about their money differently and thinking about how they're earning money a little bit differently in this next season. And that's really the goal of it, y'all, is to give us some insights, some ideas, help us start to learn how to earn money. The reason why we started this show on Biz Buzz here on LinkedIn and YouTube is specifically because by dealing with a bunch of people in the financial space for the past 13, 14 years, having lots of different conversations, talking to people about their savings or their debt or their investments or where they're trying to go financially, their goals, their dreams, their kids' savings accounts, whatever it is that the conversation uh, that we start the conversation with inevitably comes back to how much comes in, how much goes out, how much discretionary income do we have to play around with? Now, most times, people that have a good amount of discretionary income or have been saving for some time, they typically either don't feel like they want the help or they go to an advisor after a certain period of time and say, hey, look at my portfolio. Am I doing the right stuff? But that's a few and far between. The majority of people don't have enough discretionary income. How do I know that? Well, the statistics say that 70% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. So, right there, that tells me you don't have a high discretionary income. If you miss two paychecks, you're bankrupt, right? You're in debt. You have no way to pay the bills. You're check to check. 7 out of every 10 people that we know are check. Tell us the majority, the majority of Americans, the majority of people that are earning money don't have a high discretionary income, which means one of two things. Either they spend a lot of money, high expenses, spend frivolously, not just on bills, on lifestyle. They might have had lifestyle creep. Hopefully, y'all know what that is, right? When you make more money, your lifestyle creeps up. Right. As you get the raise, you deserve to have a better house. Your kids deserve private school. You deserve a better car. You deserve a better vacation. You deserve better amenities, right? Like you just lifestyle creep, right? As you make more, your lifestyle goes up. You expect more. It's really difficult for most people to have their income increase and keep their lifestyle where they're at. Most people don't even like where they live. So the moment that they get a raise, they think about moving, right? The moment that they get any type of financial windfall or more money starts coming in, they increase their lifestyle. They get a better car. They take that trip that they've wanted to take. Like out more. They start spending it more on things they've wanted to do, whether it be gambling or right, like any sports betting, those types of things. They start spending more of it. So that's one side. We can attack the expenses side of things. We can attack the lifestyle creep. We can attack the fact that we're not that we have attack that part. The other side to attack, though, if maybe that's not the issue that you're spending too much or you're spending frivolously or you're living beyond your means, or maybe that's not the case. Maybe you just don't make enough money, right? Maybe the $70,000 a year salary just isn't cutting it anymore. Maybe the $62,000 a year salary just isn't cutting it before. Again, you want to how I know these things. Statistics say 70% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. Well, the average salary, the average household income, like for a single person, is like in America. The average salary is $53,000. You break that down after taxes, you're taking home 40, 42. For $40,000 a year comes out to a little bit over three grand a month, 3,300 a month, 3,400 a month. If you got rent or a mortgage, that's 2 grand. That's half of your money. So maybe you just don't make enough. Maybe again, you just don't bring in enough money. These conversations are for, and that's what the show, why we started it, was because sure, we've done a good job of teaching you how to budget and how to track your money. And April is financial literacy month. So we're teaching all these things even more. We're teaching you budgeting, and we're teaching you how to keep more of the money that's coming in. And we're teaching you savings and getting out of debt. But maybe we just need to teach you how to make money. Maybe that's what we need to be taught. We have to humble ourselves and think like maybe instead of just complaining about the economy and like what's happening, maybe we should just take a look at ourselves and say, man, maybe I don't know how I need to. Maybe I don't know how to play the corporate game. If you want to play the corporate game to make money, you want to climb the corporate ladder, you want to start making a, low six-figure income, 140, $170,000 a year, 100, 190, 210, and then they take taxes. You're at the highest tax bracket now. And so now they're going to take taxes, or second highest potentially. But like you're up there, and now they're going to start taking more in taxes. So you're still only going to walk away with 60% of that or whatever it is. You can play that game, but do you know how to play it? Because I don't know that they taught us that. They taught us go to school, get good grades, get a good job. But like when it comes to playing like the corporate game and like how you keep more jobs, like, do you know how to win that game? If that's the game, how do you make it so that you are marketable to companies from 20 to 60? Because that's what you're going to have to do, right? It's not going to be many companies that keep you in your position for 40 years anymore. I don't know that we're living through that time. So what are you going to have to do in order to keep yourself marketable for 40 years? If you're 20, just coming out of school, and you want to climb the corporate ladder, you want to have a job, all other paths aren't the way for you, then that's the lesson. That's what you got to learn. Okay, well, if I'm going to earn money in this way, how do I stay marketable? How do I jump company? Create good networking relationships. So one CEO brings me over and another person in the C-suite brings me over when they move, right? How do I keep a good name so that people keep opening the doors for me? That's corporate America. Or what if you're an entrepreneur already, or you started a business, but business isn't good for you, right? Business is up and down. Trust me, business isn't always up and down. You're up and down, right? But either way, what if business is up and down? Maybe it's because we haven't been taught how to run a business. Maybe it's because we haven't been taught sales, right? How to constantly market to stay in front of people, how to bring people back, how to create loyal fans, how to scale, how money works, how your finances look, how your profit and loss statement looks, what your EBITDA is. What if we don't know these things? How can you expect to be good at it? What if you don't understand operations? You don't understand systems. You're just a hustler. You just hustle. You just run around over and over again and make some money, but like without you, it's not sustainable. You don't have a system in place. You don't have people, right? What if we've never been taught these things, ladies and gentlemen? That's all. What if you've never been taught it? How could you expect to make money if you don't know how to earn it? So that's again a lot of what these conversations are. And whether we go down the path of being a full entrepreneur or not, the question still remains as we kind of wrap up this school year. For those of you that have high school seniors, it's prom season, or juniors, or people that are, in their first year of college, or right thinking about going to college, wrapping up the year. And the question, is college still worth it? Is it still the path that's going to get you to where you're trying to go? This is what they've sold us for a long time, is that, oh, you're better off having a degree than not having a degree. Now, if you believe that, by all means, the question becomes, is it still worth it for your child? Whatever it is it still worth it? That's the question. That's the question that we come to ask. I want to see how this looks. Can you guys see that poll down there? Oh, you can see the poll. Or maybe we could put it up higher too. Oh, it's up there. It's in the there. There it is. Cool. Yeah. So, do you believe that college is still the best path for someone to make money in 2026? Click on, right? Click that and see if what your answer is. I'm curious to hear your answer. I drop a lot of polls here on LinkedIn. So I'm always curious to get the feedback and to hear, do you still think college is the best path? Why are we having this conversation? Here's why. Because I had seen an article, or I think I saw a video. I forget who it was. Uh, Someone in the government, someone in the government said that they think we overvalued, or we overdid selling the value of college to students. Some kids would have been better off being a plumber, or being right, like doing something in the trade. We made the life of going to college the thing that we could hang our hat on as to how we're going to be successful in life. Poo-pooed all the other degrees and all the other industries that are manual labor. I heard somebody say this, right? Back in the day, it used to be like a slur. It used to be a derogatory and negative thing when people would say, if you don't finish school, right, you're just going to be at McDonald's flipping burgers. You're just going to be at McDonald's. And I saw somebody on TikTok. Oh, right? Just saying, like, I'm glad you got a job. I'm glad you're working. Like that's a win. It doesn't matter what. There's people with PhDs and master's degrees that drive Uber, that do very like menial tasks, that don't take a lot of knowledge, that definitely don't take schooling, right? And there's a lot of people that do that. So it's not even a slur now to say like that you're going to work at McDonald's. Like, a lot of people work at McDonald's. A lot of people work at fast food. Anyway, question becomes, is college still worth it? Is it still, like, what are you paying for? For those of you that do believe that it's worth it, or you're somebody that believes that like it's still the best path in 2026. We're not talking about 10 years ago. We're not talking about 5 years ago. We're not talking about 20 years ago. We're talking about currently in 2026 at the time of recording this. Question becomes, is college still the best path for someone to become successful? If you have an 18-year-old, a 17-year-old, a 19-year-old, and you're telling them and they're asking, like, what should I be getting prepared for? What's going to prepare me for the world? What's going to go help me become successful, live on my own, have a job, make income, have a social network of people, like have happiness in life, like be able to maneuver and learn cultures. And like, is college still the best path? And I think we have to debate this, because it's not that I don't want to have the conversation is should you go or shouldn't you go? That's not really the conversation. The conversation is the path that has been told to us as the best path to get to success has been go through and get a higher set of degrees, so that that makes you more valuable. I was having this conversation yesterday, because April's Financial Literacy Month, right? And so we were kind of having these conversations. I was having this conversation with a group of younger girls, middle schoolers. I was talking to like an after school group, and I always start by asking these teenage girls, middle school age girls, like, "Hey, what do you want to do? What do you want? What kind of life do you want to live? What do you want to do when you grow up?" And so there's always these bunch of, right, like different. I want to be a surgeon, a veterinarian, a nurse. Somebody said a real estate agent, right? Like there's always these things. I picked the general surgeon girl, and I was like, "Oh, general surgeon. Like, do you know how much money a general surgeon makes? Like, can we connect this to money?" And she was like, "I don't know, probably make like 200,000." I was like, "They could, right? They could, not starting out, but yeah, you absolutely can." Even though I didn't want to burst her bubble and tell her like AI might might change the salary range of a of a surgeon in the next, by the time she becomes a surgeon, right? This would be 12, 15 years from now, right? Before she's actively like practicing being a surgeon. I don't know that they will get paid that amount of money. I'm not sure. Didn't want to burst her bubble. But either way, the other teacher, the other person, the proctor that was in there, her and I kind of had a chuckle, because she said 200,000 was the income. And the other teacher was like, "I don't even, like, you're going to have more than that in student loans to become a surgeon. A couple $100,000 of student loans that you're going to have to pay back at an interest rate before you even start seeing that 200,000." So even for like major careers like that, where we'd be like, go to school to be a surgeon, is that still the best path? Will we need surgeons in 12 years, 15 years? Is that still the thing to tell a kid? Maybe if they're 18, they're just going into, med school. I guess you got to get your undergrad and then go to med school. I guess you got, 7, 8 years before, you come out and you're practicing. So I guess we still need surgeons during that time, but like AI is changing everything. Life is changing everything. So we don't know. But even for that young lady that's thinking about being a general surgeon, like, is college still the best path for her? Like, is that still the, like? And I'm sure she doesn't have a passion for surgery that can make some money. That's how most kids decide their stuff. Most of them don't have a passion for it. They just see, oh, so and so says they can make money doing that. They heard their parents say, you should be a surgeon or a doctor. You should be this. This makes money. You don't hear many kids like have an ambition to do manual work, manual labor. That's not what gets sold to them. By the way, side note, the moment we make the trip and actually like do some things and get some people in it. Don't worry about me. My food, I made some. Okay, thanks. My daughter was giving me a message. Anyway, so yeah, even to that, we don't know if college is still worth it. So what are we even paying for, right? It, are we paying for the education? Are we paying for the education? Because AI can do it, can get your kids educated. You can learn anything you want. Use Notebook LM, put all learn it if your child knows how to learn. So I don't know that we're paying hundreds of thousands of dollars for an education. Are we paying for the experience? Are we paying just to say that, hey, I lived on a college dorm and I got to meet some cool people and I got a network of people? Is it to make money? Are we doing this to make money? Like, what are we doing it for? And I think that becomes the primary question. If you are in this position or you have a child that's thinking about, by the way, if you're in your 30s, like, I just don't believe you should go back to school at all. Like, unless you know, not just like will help me make money. I'm going back because I know in my heart of hearts, I want to be an author. I've written 2 books already. And in order to like get to the next level, like I gotta have a master's or a PhD in this topic I'm talking about. I've already written 2 books. Not I think I would like to write books. So I'm gonna go to school and get a master's and a PhD. I've already done the work. And in order to get to the next level, I'm 32 and I need to get this PhD so then it could help me write a 3rd book or start speaking or whatever it is, it brings me money, then sure, that's a reason to go back. If you're like, I know for a fact I want to be, so I'm going to go to school for 4 years to get this certification because I want to be an electrician. I'm 35 years old. That's what I want to go do. I know it. If you're just 33 and you're like, man, I don't know what I want to do, but I heard this makes money. Maybe I'll just go back to school. You should absolutely not go back to school. If that is you, you should absolutely not go back to school. Why? Because if we're just pursuing money, if you don't have a full on like internal, I don't even want to use the word passion. Passion is just the intersection of like a desire to become whatever that degree allows you to become. If it's just a means to an end, because you heard in IT you'd make money, or in computer science you'd make money, or in engineering you'd make money, but you're not really driven to do that, don't go back to school to do that. There's never been an easier, simpler time than now to create income around the things you're already good at or the things that you like doing or what you're very knowledgeable about. You don't have to go back to school if you're in your 30s to like get any type of degree to help you make money. You don't. You just need to tap into you. You need to figure out you. You need to create your own marketing. You've heard me talk about this before. Skill sets around sales and marketing will take you far. And if you're one of those people that's like, I don't want to do either one of those, then you might not want to make money. Right? It's just sales is real basic. It's influence. If you don't know how to influence someone, life gets tough. You'll be influenced for the rest of your life. It's just the way it goes. Right? If you don't, and I'm talking, don't think used car salesman influence, right? Don't think scammer influence. Not that. I'm talking about you have a vision, like you have a heart, like you start a nonprofit. You start a not for profit about the children, about food insecurity, about the cats, about whatever it is. How do you go influence someone that they should donate to you? How do you go influence someone that what you're doing is good? How do you go tell someone that they should partner with you or support you or anything, like in the most noblest way? Do you know how to sell? Do you know how to influence? That skill set will take you far. You don't have to get that in college. You don't have to go back to school to learn how to influence. You can use Notebook LM. I should probably get like a affiliate link or something to that. It'll teach you all that you need to know, and then you got to put it in practice. Same thing with marketing. How do you get attention in 2026? How does one get attention? How do you go from 10 people knowing you to 1,000 people knowing you? How do you go from 1,000 people to 2,000 people? How do you go from 2,000 to 10,000? Again, somebody out there is like, I don't want attention. That's fine, but money follows attention. Sure, you can corporate America, build something that no one knows about, that you sell off and not many people know. There's especially if you don't have like a major expertise in some area. You got to just get some attention. You got to get some people to know you. You got to build a tribe. You got to build community. By the way, that's going to be important in the next decade, is your ability to build community. Not to be a loner, not to be by yourself. Business and life are team sports. So you need your team around you. Okay. I don't know how I got on that tangent, but either way, we're talking about what are we paying for when it comes to college and what's the best route. Again, I was saying, oh, that's what I was saying. If you're in your 30s, don't go back to school. Okay. If you're in your 30s, unless you know exactly like this is helping me make money. Like, like I gave you the example. You have a book, you've written 4 books. Now, in order to write this 5th one, you need the master's so you can be an expert, so you can get paid more for the book. Like direct correlation. I got to get this PhD because I wrote these books and I want to go teach and speak. So I need this PhD. Got it. Cool. I want to go be a surgeon. The only way to do that is go through med school. Got it. Cool. Let's go. I got to go take the bar. The only way is to go through, right? Because I know I want to be an attorney. Got it. If you don't know what you want to do, don't go back to school. Create some skill sets. Figure out what you like. Figure out what you're good at. Not attached to a job, not attached to a paycheck. Work on you. That'll help. Again, back to the question at hand today, y'all, was, is college still worth it? What are you actually learning? Which careers actually require degrees? Like what are we actually paying and spending time and energy to do? Is it giving us the outcome we're looking for? What is the outcome? I saw a video that said that like the top 20 college grads out of school come from the same 20 universities, basically. The Harvards, the Yales, the Penns, the Ivy Leagues, the Browns, right? Like those schools, the top 20 are the schools where all the people come out and make some money. So all the other colleges, I've had this prediction at some point. We got to find it somewhere. But I had this prediction that the middle is going to get squeezed out after a while. After a while, I know I've said this probably 3, 4, 5 years ago, is right, the community college, the state college, like the thing that everybody in that state kind of goes to or in that city kind of goes to. It's not like highly credible. It's just, it's the next version of school because you don't know what to do. Or you're going to have the high end, the ones that have huge endowments, the ones that have huge trusts, the ones that are going to be around forever, the Princetons, Yales, Harvards, Penns. They have more money than they even know what to do with. They have more successful people that come out that keep donating more money to them. Like those schools will never go away. Harder and harder to get into because all of the middle is going to get completely wiped out. Central Iowa Tech School College is going to not be around in 3 years, right? Shout out to, I don't know anyone in Central Iowa, but you know what I mean, right? All your little small local schools. I mean, we have some up here in Northeast PA. They just won't be around after a while. There's not going to be funding. People aren't going to keep showing up to them. It's going to be, I'm up here looking at this network of people that I get to be with when I go to Penn, when I go to Harvard. These are the people I get to hang out with and associate with. Cool. That makes sense. Otherwise, what are we paying for? I hope we know we're not paying for education anymore because the information's commoditized. Everyone's using Chat GPT or Claude or Gemini for their reports. Kids aren't even like, we're paying money so they can just get grades. Like that makes, to me, that makes no sense. If you're listening to me and you're listening to me and you're one of these people that's going to school, taking out student loans, having parents pay for it, that could be going to someone, and you're just using like AI programs to complete your homework, to like skate through, like you really have to evaluate, like, what are we doing there? I know we're conditioned that it's 13th grade, but like, what are we really doing? What are we learning? So many companies are dropping their degree requirements, like the biggest companies, Google and Apple and Tesla, and like they're all dropping their degree requirements because they know it doesn't matter. Having the piece of paper doesn't matter anymore. What can you do? What value do you have? Do you know how to show up on time? Do you know how to work hard? Do you know how to not need a mental health day? Do you know how to like push through? Do you know how to work well with a team? Are you innovative? Do you know how to communicate? Can you sell? Can you market? Like, that's why these big companies don't need the degree, because we've seen so many people come out of school and not have any successful. They don't know how to use a calendar. They don't know how to show up on time. They don't know how to call early. They don't know how to come in early and leave late. Their work ethic is off. Like they don't know how to not be compensated for every little thing that they do. Like there's so many things that we're supposed to learn that aren't getting taught in college. So what are we still going there for? Are we? I mean, you got trades now. Entrepreneurship is always an alternative, and learning yourself, having self-education is always important. Like maybe we need to redesign this whole thing. Again, I'm not sure. I'm curious to hear from y'all, like how you think about this, but maybe we redesign this whole thing in the next 5 to 10 years. Maybe there's no such thing as higher education. Maybe, I mean, there's no such thing as college outside of the top 20 and the bottom ones. Outside of that, maybe that's not the path. Maybe we take all of the things that college would offer and just put them in the world. What does college offer? Social club, right? Getting to know random people from random parts of the world that choose to come to the same college campus, and now you have to interact. It's just a social club. Social club, you're good. Right? What about just having apprenticeships or mentorships? What if we created apprenticeship pipelines where like all these companies have apprenticeship programs? You don't have to be connected to a school to get an apprenticeship. What if we learned how to apprentice again? What if we had real mentorship to like learn certain skills and certain things? What if we had networking groups teaching kids how to network, teaching your 17, 18, 19, 20-year-old how to look someone in the eye, how to shake a hand, how to speak up? I heard someone say this at an event that I went to, that like some of these employers are looking for kids to like come in and like work, but like they can't even speak loud enough for someone to hear. This guy said he would have hired these students, but like they couldn't even make eye contact and speak loud enough that he could hear them. The confidence level, the communication, like what are we really teaching? Is it still worth it? Do you still think it's the best path? It's equipping our next generation to become the people that are needed to run our society. Just because they go to the college, they get the degree, is that still the best path? My personal opinion is no. But I'm curious to hear your opinion. Maybe you have a different thought about it. Maybe you think differently about, again, how I'm posing this question. Do you still believe that it's the best path? Because again, we used to believe that it was the best path. If you did not go to college, you would be a deadbeat. Like that was literally the options. Either go to college, right? You're gonna work at McDonald's. You're gonna be a garbage man. Like that is the propaganda. That's what they used to tell us. Some of us still have that thinking and we're passing it down to our kids, but we have to stop and critically think. If we're in a process of learning how to earn money, learning how to go make money, then you have to stop and ask yourself the question, is the way I'm sending my child the best path for them? I'm curious to hear. You guys have my take. You guys know my thoughts on it. That's how I think about it. It's important for us to have this conversation. When it comes to student loan debt, when it comes to how much kids are going to make on their way out, if you start looking, we might tag some of these articles or tag some of these videos somehow and show you, right? Like people are debating this over, like for a long period of time. They're debating whether or not this is the best path. If you're just sending them to the top 20, it's for the network. It's for the network. It's for the socialism. Like that's what it's, right? The social nature of it. It's so you might be sitting in a class with a guy or a girl that starts a business that benefits you and you become their number two. Y'all collaborate together. You started a business, but your classmate was really smart in this area. And you remember they're connected to a family that has a family office, that when it's time for you to get an investment, you can go to their family office because you're best friends with them at Stanford, right? Like that's what you go for. You go for the network. You're not necessarily going to learn something. Learning is commoditized. Again, education is commoditized. Once we figure out this AI thing, it's going to level the playing field in education. There's no longer going to be like the poor neighborhood gets the worst resources and kids can't do anything and they can't learn. The fact that we got internet everywhere or close to everywhere is going to help people, once they use it properly, level the playing field. Information's commoditized. We're going to have some really smart kids, really, really smart kids. We're going to have some really dumb kids, right? Like, depends on how you use it, the technology. If you don't really smart kids very early, because it's going to learn how the child learns. So it's going to teach it effectively and efficiently, as fast as a child can consume. You know how fast a child's brain consumes things and like takes it in, like really, really quick. We could really raise up a team, right? Like a generation of superhumans, in all honesty. But there's so much fear around it and all this stuff. And again, we have old systems like college, like, getting a higher education, getting a degree, paying 100,000, going 75 grand into debt to get educated, going 120 grand into debt to get educated, going 40 grand into debt to get educated is going to be a thing of the past after a while, because it's no longer the best possible solution for people in 2026. My opinion. I'm curious to hear yours, y'all. Again, we're live every single Friday. BizBuzz Live here on LinkedIn and YouTube. Drop your comments. I want to hear what you got to say about this. We'll clip up some of these things, but I'm curious to hear what you have to say when it comes to, is college. Do you believe college? Clip that. Do you believe college is still the best path for someone to be successful in 2020? Until next week, y'all, we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna continue to come back every single Friday for BizBuzz, have these conversations on how to earn money, how to shift our thinking so that more money comes in, y'all. So until next time, peace.